Hey, what you say, food family? Mike here, and welcome back to the channel for another great culinary adventure. Today we're headed down to the swamps in the Bayous of Louisiana and making a big old pot of gumbo. Yeah, folks, that's right, we're going all out. We're going to be adding chicken, shrimp, and sausage to this gumbo. So if you want to eat good, stick around and I'll show you how it's done. Let's get cooking. Alright folks, first step to making a damn good pot of gumbo is making a roux. Now today we're going to be going for a dark chocolate colored roux with a consistency of about cookie dough using some all-purpose flour and some cooking oil. We're going to cook these two things while we're stirring for about half an hour over medium-low heat. Keep stirring, don't let it burn. If you burn it, trash it and start over because this is the base of our gumbo that really brings all those other ingredients to life. So that being said, we'll swap over cameras and get this roux made. Alright folks, as you saw in that close-up, that roux took me about 45 minutes, closer to an hour. I cooked it really low for the first half hour till it got that light peanut butter brown color. Then I add a little bit more flour just to thicken things up a bit more. Turn the heat up just a little bit more to a medium high to finish things off. As you saw there, we got this nice dark brown chocolatey hot roux ready to go for later. Next up we got to do is we're going to toss in our andouille sausage. Now I've gone ahead and sliced this into like 1/4 to 1/2 inch rounds. Nothing special, you know, you can cut it how you want. These just are easy to eat. So I just took my roux out of this pot, scooped most of it out, not a big deal, not gonna clean it. We're just gonna add our sausage, simmer this for about 2 to 3 minutes per side, just put a nice sear on the outside of that, and then we'll move on to the next step. Alright, as you just saw folks, the sausage has been sauteing for 2 to 3 minutes per side. Just enough to start to release those oils and you really get that delicious andouille flavor we're all looking for in our gumbo. So now that the sauce is done, we're going to quickly remove it. And while our pan is still hot, we got these good bits down there at the bottom of that fond. We're going to quickly deglaze with just a little bit of chicken stock. Make sure to scrape all that goodness off the bottom. And now that our pot has deglazed, we're going to be adding our veggies to the pot. We got some bell pepper, onion, green onion, celery, and some freshly diced parsley. We're going to add these pot, top things off with the rest of the chicken stock, probably 5 to 6 cups, just depending on how big your pot is yourself you're using at home. And then we'll get this up to a boil and let those veggies start to cook off a few minutes. Alright folks, we got our veggies up to a rolling boil there for 5 or 6 minutes, just enough time to start to tenderize those. You don't want them raw and crunchy. Now that the veggies have been slightly cooked, we're going to go ahead and add a bunch of garlic, of course. Got to worry about them vampires down there in Cajun country in the bayou. We'll also add back our sausage we sauteed earlier. Also got a couple pounds of pre-cooked rotisserie chicken I'm going to add. I went ahead and bought mine already pre-pulled off the bone. If you want to, by all means, go buy a couple rotisserie chickens, pluck that meat off, and take those bones and make your own chicken stock to use in here instead of using store-bought sauce. Alright, we got our chicken and sausage in the pot. We'll stir everything around. Basically, we're going to have this on a low simmer at this point. And we're just going to heat all the sausage back through and the chicken. Alright, as this gumbo comes back up to temperature, a low simmer, we're going to go ahead and add a little spice to it finally. Now today I'm using this world's famous New Orleans Cajun all-purpose seasoning. I picked this up last time I went down there. It's absolutely amazing. Got a nice kick of heat to it with a lot of depth of flavor. But by all means, use whatever Cajun seasoning you have at home and go as heavy or as light as you like. I do have an 8-year-old eating mine today, so I'm going to go a little lighter probably to start out with, and I can adjust later accordingly. Stir that in. And that roux we made earlier is making this super thick. Looks absolutely amazing. It smells great in here too. Alright, we'll get this back up to a low rolling simmer, and then we'll add our shrimp there at the last couple of minutes, let them cook off, and it'll be time for a taste test. Alright, let our gumbo mixture come back up to temperature. That chicken and those sausages are warmed through. As always, I pulled my shrimp out of the fridge, which I had just sitting in a colander over a bowl to drain any excess ice and water and juices from being frozen. We'll go ahead and add my shrimp now. And we'll stir that in. Alright, we got our shrimp added to the gumbo. Everything is in the pot. The shrimp, the chicken, the sausage, our veggies, that thick roux, and that chicken stock. It is smelling amazing, looking great. We're going to let this cook on a low simmer for about 10 to 15 minutes to give that shrimp time to fully cook through and all these flavors to meld together. In the meantime, I'm going to get some rice going, and we'll come back and have a taste test. Alright folks, everything is up to temperature. We are pretty much done here. One last final ingredient I want to add to our New Orleans style Cajun gumbo is just a touch of this filet powder. Now a lot of people will just finish with this. You don't want to cook it earlier on, it'll get bitter. Just a couple pinches. I'm going to mix that filet powder in. We'll let this cool off a bit. We'll plate it up and have our taste test. Alright folks, you've seen the final dish. I played it up nice and fancy for you. Only thing left to do is give it a taste test. Alright folks, once again, absolutely nailed it. Gluttony guaranteed on this gumbo. I'm telling you what, you need to make this for yourself and your friends and your family at home because it is just that damn good. The chicken's moist, juicy, and tender. The sausage got a nice bite of spice to it, that andouille sausage. And the shrimp, well, we all love shrimp, and it takes on that gumbo flavor with the rest of those ingredients in that stew, that thick stew we made with that roux. Oh, absolutely delicious. If you like what I made here today, be sure to check the links in the description below. That will take you to my website with a bunch of other great recipes you can try out at home for yourself. Other than that, Mike here signing off. Until next time, folks, just keep cooking.